Myself Sheikh Naim. Welcome back to AutoCAD lecture series. So today we are going to see relative coordinate method. So in last session we seen absolute coordinate method. Today we are going to see relative coordinate method. So in relative coordinate method, we have this diagram where you see this is our origin, which is 0, comma 0. So this is our origin with a coordinate point is 0, comma 0, and the point P1 coordinates are again it is 20, comma 20. So we already seen in last session the P1 was taken at a distance of 20 along the x-axis, 20 along the y-axis. So that is the way we will be notating P1 as 20, comma 20. Then in last session we seen absolute coordinate method. P2 will be considered from the origin. Once again I will be repeating. The P2 was considered with respect to origin, that is 0, comma 0 in absolute coordinate method. But in relative coordinate method, we will be not considering our origin, we will be considering the previous point. So when I want to write the coordinate for the P2, I need to consider the previous point. So my previous point is P1. So I need to see the distance between P2, that is current point, to the previous point, which is P1. So the distance between P2 to P1 along the x direction, which is nothing but 80, 100. Y distance, if I see P1 to P2, there is a no Y distance. That means P1 and P2 are aligned on the same horizontal line. So that means there is a no y distance or no y difference value will be there. So that will be represented as a 0. But so there is a difference between absolute to relative coordinate system. So be differentiating with respect to at the rate symbol. When I'm writing at the rate symbol, it indicates relative method. So it is when I'm writing at the rate symbol, it indicates that it is a relative method. Now I'm going to consider point P3. Again, to write coordinate for point P3, I will be using relative method, coordinate method. So I'll be writing symbol at the rate, the P2 to P3 distance along the x-axis, which is 0. Because I already said when I'm writing the coordinates for the current point, I need to consider the previous point. For P3, P2 is the previous point. So the distance along the x-axis is 0, but if we see the distance along the y-axis, which is nothing but 30 here. The distance between P3 to P2 along the y-axis is 30. So I will be writing at the rate 0, comma 30. So this is the coordinates for P3. Now you come back for point P4. Now again I will be using at the rate symbol to notate my coordinate for P4. Now if I see I am moving from P3 to P4. That means I am moving in the negative x direction. When I'm moving from P1 to P2, I will be in positive x direction. So you see, when I'm moving from P1 to P2, I am in the positive x direction. When I'm moving from P3 to P4, I am moving in negative x direction. For that reason, I need to represent my x value because I'm moving in x direction, which is P3 to P4 is a 10. So I will be writing minus 10. So there is a no y value between P3 to P4. For that reason, I will be denoting as a 0. So this is the way we need to represent. Now we'll see for point P5. So again for point P5 at the rate, you can see from P4 to P5. So we are moving 5 in the negative x direction. For that reason, I will be representing minus 5, comma. In x-axis, if we see, we will be moving above, that is positive. Sorry. Uh, when I'm saying P4 to P5, when I'm moving P4 to P5, I am moving in negative direction, that is 5, and in positive y-axis I will be moving a distance of 15 here. You can clearly see I will be moving P4 to P5 a distance of 15, but it is in the positive y-axis. So for that reason I will be representing minus 5 comma 15. Okay, try to understand. You should observe clearly here. Okay, I will be moving in negative x-axis and positive y-axis. For that reason, y is a positive, x is a negative value. In that way, we will be locating for point 6. You can see that is minus 10 comma 0, P7 at the rate minus 5 comma minus 15, P8 at the rate 20 comma 0, P9 at the rate 0 comma 15. You can see P9. From P8 to P9 we will be moving only along the positive y axis. So the distance between these two along the positive y-axis is 15. For that reason, we represented x value is 0, y value is a positive 15. Okay. Then P10, P11, and the P12. So these are the coordinate point in our relative coordinate method. Okay. Now we'll try to draw same thing in the AutoCAD. So okay. So this is the AutoCAD interface. We already seen this one. We are using AutoCAD 2013 version. So before going to do this one, in previous class also, we'll be using now. Uh, we will be constructing a rectangle similar to our previous session. So we'll be constructing a rectangle. We already seen the lowest corner point for my diagram is 0 comma 0. So I will be considering my highest corner point is 120 comma 90, because if I see I will be having in x direction 20 plus 30 plus 15. So total 65. I will be considering the highest value is 90 in along the y-axis. If I see along the x-axis, it is 20 plus 80. It is 100. I will be considering some 20 extra distance. For that reason, I will be considering 120 along the x-axis. So I will be constructing a rectangle which is 0 comma 0, that is lower left corner, and I have a upper right corner which is 120 comma 90. Okay, so the with this coordinate or with these values we try to construct a rectangle. Within this rectangle we will construct our diagram like this. Okay, so this is our intention in AutoCAD. So we'll start with AutoCAD now. So every time I said we will start with a command is a units. We'll start with our command is units. So first we will change our units into millimeters. So there are a lot of units are available, but we'll prefer our units are millimeters for our current diagram. So I'll click on OK. Then I will go with a next command is called limits. So because we need to have a limits for our diagram, when I go with a command is limits, it is asking me lower left corner. I already said our lower left corner is 0 comma 0. If I type here my lower left corner is 0 comma 0, then it is asking upper right corner. I already said upper right corner is 120 comma 90. Upper right corner is 120 comma 90. So these are the my lower left corner and upper right corner for my limits. After that, I try to draw a rectangle to represent my enclosure for my diagram. So when I type rectangle, it is asking me for first corner point, that is nothing but 0 comma 0 or lower left corner point, and then it is asking other corner point which is nothing but 120 comma 90. Then enter. We can see rectangle was drawn, but it is out of our view. So we'll be having a command is called zoom. When I use my zoom command and it is having a different options, I will be selecting all. Now you can see our rectangle was in our view. Okay. Then, then we'll start our diagram. So first we will draw the point 1. For that I will be using a command is called line. To start our diagram, I will be using a command is called line, and it is asking first point. I will be giving my first point is 20 comma 20. You can see here I will be not using any at the rate symbol. Okay, I will be using my always my first point I will be considering as a absolute coordinate. From them I will be using my relative coordinate method. The first point is 20 comma 20. Then it was starting and it is asking next point. You already seen the next point is nothing but you see here the next point P2 is at the rate 80 comma 0. That is nothing but P2 is at a distance of 80 along the x-axis, and along the y-axis it is 0. So we'll be having P2 coordinates are 80 comma 0. We'll be using at the rate symbol that indicates that P2 was uh, taking a reference of P1. So I'll be using my next point is with a at the rate 80 comma 0. Then press enter. You can see a straight line was drawn. Next one will be having P3 point. You see, we have a P3 point. P3 is at a distance of x value is 0. Then we have y value is 30, positive 30. We can have at the rate P3 value is at the rate 0 comma 30. Then now it is asking next point. Next point is at the rate. If you see, if you already seen the points, next point is at the rate minus 10 comma 0, because we are moving in the negative x direction. At the rate minus 10 comma 0. Our next point is at the rate. If you see the points, it is at the rate minus 5 comma 15. You can see at the rate minus 5 comma 15. We are moving negative x direction and also in positive y axis. Then next point we have at the rate minus 10 comma 0, because we are moving along the negative x direction, but we are not moving in any y direction. At the rate minus 10 comma 0. Then again we are moving in the negative x and the negative y direction. So for that reason minus 5 comma minus 15. Press enter. Now again we are trying to move in negative x direction, which is nothing but at a distance of minus 20, and we are not moving any y direction, that is 0. Now you can see again we are moving in the only vertical upward direction, which is x value is 0, y value is 15. We are moving a distance of positive y axis. Then after that we'll be moving. After that we are moving again negative x axis, which is nothing but minus 20. Y value is 0. There is a no y distance. Then we'll be moving. After that we'll be moving a downward. So there is a no x distance, but there is a y distance will be there minus 15. Okay, we are moving now vertical downward direction at the rate 0 comma minus 15. Then So the 12th point, we are moving only in the negative x direction, but there is a no y direction. So at the rate minus 10 comma 0. Then final point, we need to close this diagram. So we'll simply click on close such that it will complete our diagram. So this is how we can finish our relative coordinate method. So this is the diagram what we intended to, and we also drawn in the AutoCAD. Okay. Thank you.